Everything I do in the light of day. We talking about GOP Carter. We talking about Maryland Black Caucus. We talking about Mayor Pugh. We talking about Brandon Scott. We talking about black leadership in Baltimore. I'm an activist. I'm not a terrorist. And I'm going to terrorize you with the truth. I'm refiling my paperwork from 2011. I'm refiling my paperwork. And this is what we're going to do. That's the paperwork. Those are the cases. All right. That's Baltimore City. I was a Baltimore City resident and I was kidnapped. So Ivan Bates, I was kidnapped. Commissioner Belfield had it. The city solicitor had it. The mayor had it. Y'all had this. This is in 2011. That's the States Attorney's Office, 2011. February the 2nd, 2011. Y'all had that. Illinois, Maryland, city, county, state, and federal levels. All right. Y'all locked me up and held me illegally for 86 days, and you destroyed evidence from the state of Illinois. It's the 2014 elections. That's Brown Ullman. That's a can of whoop ass. And that's GOP Carter. All right. See that? Visitor. Dwayne Davis. 2013. So everything in this book, Sarah Marquette of the Department of Justice destroyed this. That's Governor O'Malley. All right. That's a $54 million lawsuit for Governor O'Malley. I am Dred Scott. State of Maryland, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank. You feel me? See that? 1402 Lochner. That's my store on Falls Road. That's the governor's office of Minority Affairs. You see who that is? Anthony Brown. Shorty Davis, my store. I mean, when I was locked up and I was incarcerated. All right? Department of Justice. The DVD. Thomas Saunders. Yeah. I'm a whistleblower in the courts. And that's the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus. And these are your members. That's Dutch Rupersberger. That's Senator Cardins. That's Mikulski. All right. Y'all had a protective order against me. Like I said, I never got a trial. I never got a trial. You feel me? So I refiled my paperwork today with the Chief Public Defender of the state of Maryland. That's parole and probation. All right. That's Governor Hogan. That's the Department of Justice, Eric Barron. I'm a copywritten criminal. See that? That's 2008. Thank you for the recent correspondence to the Chicago District Office. I am responsible for issues such as yours and have contacted the Illinois Department of Corrections on your behalf. Nobody never did nothing. That's Kerry Cogwell and President Obama. That's Bill Gates and President Obama at the White House when they came into Gates' house and arrested Gates illegally. Henry Gates. Yeah. That's Melissa Bennett from the White House, 2008. President Bush. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's a legal notice. It's a learning moment. MPTV. It's a legal notice. Baltimore County, Baltimore City, and Lake County, Illinois. Y'all had this. 074988. So Ivan Bates, when you get in office on January the 3rd, they kidnapped a whistleblower. They kidnapped a filmmaker. They kidnapped a businessman. I'm a free black man. I own shorties. And Marilyn Mosby had that. So did Clippinger and Ferguson. The Department of Justice. Federal Bureau of Prisons. So Ivan Bates, Dr. K, Eric Barron. We talking about justice. Brooke Learman. It's out for justice. Ex-felons got a right to vote. Register to vote. Own property. Ex-felons are productive citizens in the state of Maryland. You feel me? So I need an IRS audit. $250 million. Brooke Learman, you were the new controller. So on January the 3rd, I got first. I get an audit. Right here. Claims of management. You feel me? Claims of management. See the date? Dwayne G. Davis. See the date? Truck, $5,000. Contents of the vehicle, $249,995 million. See that, Westmore? Chief Johnson, Kweisi and Mfume. That's the school of law, and I'm getting ready to school y'all about the law. That's Judge Papaya, Judge Turnbull, Judge Souter, Judge Janae. You feel me? Sure you pull your mask up? No, the city of Baltimore owes me, and you gotta pay me. Zeke Combs is gonna testify on my behalf. Marilyn Mosby gotta produce that information and that evidence. Thelma Branch, Theroux, and Brian Frosh. You were Senator Frosh when I started this. That's parole and probations. Ex-felons got a right to vote. So GOP Carter, make sure you produce that information. You were Delegate Carter. Shorty Davis, Baltimore County Detention Center. That's the state of Maryland. Chief Public Defender's Office. That's Senator Ben Cardin's. That's Clinton Kelly from Salt Lake City. Told y'all I was making a documentary, Shorty's Pit Beef and Ribs. You feel me? And that was in October 2007. See that? October 2007. That's Senator Ben Cardin's. That's August 2007. In regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear. Received February 2008, Attorney Registry Disciplinary Committee. That's P.O. Box 38. That's July 2007. You feel me? So all this is documented. That's David Irwin, Ed Norris, Cheryl Nelson, Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr., Philip Davis, Congressman Cummings, Rob Fix, Glenn Nelson, Paul Weinblatt, Sheriff Fisher, Senator Ben Cardin, President Barack Obama. 1402 Lochner, Privacy Act. You feel me? Barbara Mikulski. People of the state of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. I never got a trial. You said you was going to talk to me. That's Corey McRae. And that's Scott Shellenberger. That's the Department of Justice. That's my Department of Justice ID number. Everything that you got to turn over. That's Eric Holder. So Ivan Bates, Natasha from the Public Defender's Office. Ex-felons got a right to vote. They got a right to run for office. And you got to protect our rights. You feel me? Ivan Bates, January 3rd, Grand Jury of the Supreme Court. Westmore, I want a pardon. I want access to the courts. And we're going to hold our Chief Johnson accountable. Kweisi and Mfume, city, county, state, and federal levels.